welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. It's going to be just a little chatty one. I thought we would talk about some health stuff. My own health, the dog's health, and a little bit of mum's health as well. Just give you a bit of an update on where everybody is. Firstly, let me talk very briefly about this pillow. We'll go into this more. This is a cervical support pillow. Now, cervical doesn't mean anything to do with your cervix, funnily enough. It's just the shape of it. And it is designed to help you get a better night's sleep and alleviate neck and back pain. I've been using this for a week now and it has made a real difference to me. So the pillow is from ZAMATSleep and they use, I've written this down so I would remember the exact terminology. They use unique pillow curvature, magnetic therapy and massage technology to keep the neck loose, naturally curved and comfortably aligned. There's a 100-night free trial and there is going to be a discount code later in the video. So we'll come back to this in a second. Let me talk about stuff in general. We're going to start with me because here I am sitting here starting about me. Health-wise, I have been having a little bit of a rough ride recently. A lot of you know that I am perimenopausal, that I am experiencing the menopause symptoms that plague so many of us, so many of women of a certain age. So sleeplessness being one of them. Joint pain, back and neck pain, all of those things that I talked about regarding the pillow, but also lots of other things like irrational itching and brain fog, and I don't know the name of anything. It's a running joke in our house that everything is now the tumble dryer, so I'll say to the kids, can you put me a couple of bits of bread in the tumble dryer please? And I mean the toaster. Or can you, when you finish your dishes, can you put them in the tumble dryer please, me in the dishwasher? They just have to guess an appliance and fit in it where it fits. But it's been getting me down. It's all very well to laugh about the humorous side of things, the silly bits of menopause, the hot flushes. We'll all laugh about the hot flushes, don't we? Oh, mum, you know, mum's got her own internal radiator. But it's not much fun to actually experience it. And so about 6 months ago, I went to my doctor to talk about HRT. I knew that my friend Caroline has had some very good experience using HRT. And I decided I was willing to give it a go. So I did a bit of reading up on it and I went to the doctor about 6 months ago to talk about it. And the doctor was very good. She went into it in depth with me and talked about various things. But one of the things that we spoke about was how my monthly cycle had been a bit erratic. And before she went on with the HRT, she wanted to refer me for a scan at the hospital and an examination just to check that everything was as it should be in that department. I went in late November, early December, had that done, everything's okay there. And so I went back to the doctor. It takes a very long time to get a doctor's appointment. I don't know if it's the same all over the country, I'm sure it is. But I finally got an appointment for last week and I went back and she's agreed to put me on HRT. It's not quite as smooth sailing as you'd think because I can't get it now. I've got the prescription, but none of the pharmacies have it. They have the actual HRT gel, but you also have to take progesterone. Unless you've had your uterus removed, then you still need to take progesterone to stop one thing damaging the other. I can't remember exactly what she said, but she did talk about it. And the progesterone is out of stock everywhere and out of stock with manufacturers. So that's a little bit of a stumbling block. I haven't been able to start the HRT because at the moment I can't get the 2 bits that I need. I can only get one of the bits. So that's in the pipeline. Whilst I was at the doctor, I asked her to refer me regarding my knee. I said, could you refer me for a scan for my knee? My knee has been getting progressively worse over the last few months to the point where I cannot stand. I can't stand up suddenly. I can't stand up straight away. I have to sit and stretch my leg quite a bit before I can even think about resting my weight on it. It's not a weight-bearing leg. And again, it's become a bit of a you know, I haven't got a decent leg, but it's not actually very comfortable to live with. And so I asked her, could she refer me for a scan? The doctors are no longer allowed to refer you direct for a scan. They have to refer you to physiotherapists first and then they can refer you for a scan. This strikes me as odd because it means I've got to waste somebody's time because I'm going to need a scan regardless. But ho-hum, she's referred me to the physiotherapy department. So I need to wait for that to come through and hopefully get something sorted about this knee. It is easy to say, oh, well, it's weight related, and I understand that it's certainly weight aggravated, but it is worse now than it was before I lost weight. So it's definitely, what's the opposite of progressing? Deteriorating. It's definitely deteriorating considerably. The HRT should also help with sleep. It should hopefully enable me to get a decent night's sleep. My sleep is so disturbed at the moment. I get up a couple of times in the night for the loo anyway, that again, women of a certain age, but I've been having such patches of insomnia and sleeplessness, and once I wake up I can't get back to sleep, or I lie there and I read my book until I'm tired and I think, right, I'm ready for sleep now, and I turn the light off and bing, wide awake. And so the HRT should help with that. But the other thing that has definitely helped with that over the last week has been this pillow. As I mentioned at the top of the video, this is from ZAMATSleep. They've got a 15% discount code for you guys. That's on the screen now, here somewhere, and it'll be in the description box as well. They do several different types of pillow. So when we were in discussion about which pillow I'd want, this is the one I chose. And the reason I chose this one is because it's ideal for either back, side or front sleepers. Now, I start the night on my side, but I often turn onto my back in the night, and then I wake up because I'm snoring so badly, I wake myself up. Then I turn back onto my side. And I like to put my hand under my head, almost in the recovery position. And this pillow is ergonomically designed to allow you to do that. I'm going to put some footage in now of me getting into bed and to show you how this works for you resting your head and resting your arm under that. It's so comfortable. It's a memory foam pillow. This cover zips off so that you don't have to add a weird pillowcase, although you could, I think, looking at it, you could put that into an ordinary pillowcase if you wanted to. It's not too wide to fit in an ordinary pillowcase, but it would affect your use of that curvature bit for your arm. But yeah, this cover pops off, that zips off. There's another layer inside. You can remove a bit if it's too high for you. If you're more of a flat sleeper, you can remove a bit. There's a 100-night free trial on it and a 10 years warranty. And it says here that they tried out loads of different heights and designs before they were happy with what they produced, and that you can change it if it's too thin or it's too firm. There is a user manual, a pillow that comes with a user manual, but it goes into quite detail about why you should sleep a certain way on it. And then there's also a bit, I still need to get my glasses sorted out, that's coming up. You can wash the pillowcase at any temperature or hand wash it with a damp cloth for quick spot cleaning. It says regularly remove the pillowcase to vent the pillow and keep it fresh. Do not wash the pillow itself. Please only wash the pillowcase. Do not bleach, iron, dry clean or expose to direct sunlight or temperatures above 104 degrees Fahrenheit. But there are 8 different pillows in their range. So if you have been thinking about getting something like this, I'm fairly sure they will have something that will suit you. I'd like to thank them for supplying this. This was free of charge. They haven't paid me to make the video, but they have gifted me the pillow, and it has made a real difference to my sleep pattern over this last week and to how I wake up. I had been waking up in the mornings with definitely neck pain related headache. You know when you can tell if a headache is an ordinary headache or whether it's spinal. And I had been waking regularly with headaches that were connected to neck pain. So I've been delighted with that. What did I just say? This is an example of the memory fog. I just said in this video 2 seconds ago, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, and I can't remember what it was I was going to talk about. That's how bad the memory fog is. It's just gone. Hopefully it'll come back to me. So yeah, I'm waiting to try and get my HRT and get started on that. I'm waiting to hear back about a scan for my knee. I've had an unpleasant cold. That hasn't helped matters. But overall, I feel a bit better. I have also been experiencing my usual seasonal downturn in mood. I always avoid using the term suffer. I suffer from, because I think if you tell yourself you're suffering, then it makes it worse. But I do experience mild seasonal affective disorder. I've had it for years. My mood goes down, and I think it's the same for a lot of us. My mood goes down in the winter. The days are shorter, we don't get as much sunshine, everything's grey and dreary and miserable, and my mood plummets and I struggle to feel enthusiastic about anything at all. But now we're getting the slightly longer days. It doesn't get dark now until about 6 PM, so we've got slightly longer days, the brighter mornings. We've still got plenty of rain and cold. It's flipping freezing today, but I am feeling more chirpy, so I can feel my mood rising. I can feel myself heading into 2023 feeling a bit more perky. If you notice a lot of jump cuts in this video, it's because I've still got a bit of a cough, and every now and again I'm editing out a coughing fit. So that's me pretty much covered, apart from the thing that I said a moment ago I was going to talk about and now I've forgotten. Oh, eyes. Eyes. The other thing that I wanted to discuss, and I'm not sure whether I've mentioned it or not. I know I mentioned that I needed it done. I tried varifocals again in like September last year and didn't get on with them. I couldn't work out. There was definitely a problem, an ongoing problem, so I went back to Specsavers and they tested me again and they discovered that I had pretty bad double vision. He said, do you have any double vision? I said, only the usual amount. He said, there isn't a usual amount. How much have you got? So we took it from there and they referred me to the eye hospital. I went to the eye hospital and had an appointment there where we discovered that what I actually have is a muscle deterioration in one eye, which is very much akin to a lazy eye in a child. You know when a child has a lazy eye and has to have a patch or whatever to make the other eye work better. Well, over time, the muscles in one of my eye have deteriorated, and so one eye is doing more work than the other, and they're constantly trying to keep aligned, which explains why my vision drifts if I'm talking to somebody, because if I relax, then my vision drifts off to the side, and it explains why I have double vision most of the time. What this means is that the varifocals won't work for me, so you won't be able to get on with varifocals. They just won't do the job for you. So I've got to go back to Specsavers, have another eye test, get another prescription, and then go back into ordinary glasses and have reading glasses, which means I have to remember to carry reading glasses, which means most of the time you'll still be seeing me peering over these and squinting, and because I won't remember to carry them, I just won't. But that's the eye thing sorted anyway. At least I know there's nothing worse, there's no other problem, you know, because at one point I was kind of like, have I got a brain tumour? You know that thing you do where you automatically think the worst? I was like, this eye's tired all the time, and maybe I've got a brain tumour. I'm not normally hypochondriacal, but I was over that. So I haven't, luckily, no brain tumour here. Let's touch briefly on the dog's health. Molly is fine. She gets her recurrent ear infection. She's just had another burst of that. She's just gone back to the vet and had her gel put in again, and she's okay. She's fine. She's tickety-boo, but then she's 4 years old. She ought to be fine. Kai, not so great. I did speak to you guys a while back and I said that Kai had just had a biopsy done because he's got some unpleasant lumps. Now, he's had fatty lumps removed in the past where they were restricting his mobility and stuff, but the vet didn't like this lump. This lump didn't feel like a fatty lump, and so he sent a biopsy off, and the biopsy unfortunately came back inconclusive. And so we were told, just take him home, monitor him, keep an eye on him. His mood is variable. He goes through periods where he doesn't look very happy, but he doesn't seem to be in any pain. And he seems chirpy enough to go for walks and stuff like that, happy enough in himself, and so we're assuming that he's not in huge amounts of pain. He has his painkiller injection for his spine that he's always had, because he's also got a spinal complaint. Nothing like healthy dogs, eh? And he seems okay overall. He's had a bit of an upset tummy the last week. He's been on the chicken and rice diet because yeah, we won't go into too many details, but it wasn't very pleasant for those of us who carry the poo bags. And he's generally okay. Like I said, we're still in no man's land really about the actual lumps and whether there's anything we should be worried about there. We've just got to monitor them. If they grow, we've got to go back and have him checked again. Buddy, you can probably hear Buddy snoring off camera. He's doing okay as well. He is 15. He's deaf as a post. He experiences some periods of confusion. He almost gets lost in himself. So you'll see that it's almost as though he's zoned out and he's standing staring at the wall or whatever. He's got his head down and you kind of get his attention. He snaps back into life. But he doesn't seem to be distressed in any way. We're keeping an eye on him. His periods of happiness far outweigh his periods of confusion. So again, we're keeping that in the balance and weighing it up all the time and making sure that he's having quality of life. But for both him and Kai, we're probably in the twilight days. Is that what they call it? You know, they're probably in the twilight of their life now. They're both heading over the Rainbow Bridge one of these days. So it's difficult. It's difficult knowing that you're going to have to face that. But the benefits of, I didn't know I was going to get like this. Hang on, hold the line. The benefits of having a dog and having that unconditional love far outweigh anything else. And then on to Mum. Mum is not too well. She's not ready to pop over the Rainbow Bridge just yet. Don't worry. But she's been diagnosed with some heart failure. The doctor upset her by saying, well, it's only a bit, as if it didn't matter. And I was like, I think that was supposed to reassure you. You weren't supposed to be annoyed by them saying it was only a bit. You were supposed to be reassured. But she felt like they dismissed it. And I was like, well, that's good. If doctors are dismissing it, you should be happy about that. Anyway, she's been diagnosed with some heart failure, and that has affected her COPD, and she can't walk very far. Her breathing's pretty bad. And so she has recently purchased a mobility scooter. Unfortunately, she's not the bravest of souls, so now she's got to be brave enough to ride the mobility scooter. But I do feel like if she can find the bravery to ride it, it's going to open up a whole new world to her. She's able to actually pop out. You know, she can't pop out at the moment. She doesn't drive. She hasn't driven for 50 odd years. And they've reduced the bus service in her area so much now that there are no buses that serve her house at all. She'd have to walk further than she can manage before she could even get to the bus stop. So that's a very sore point, Bristol City Council. We're watching you. But yeah, so hopefully this mobility scooter, if she can find the courage to drive it, it's very simple to operate, but she just doesn't have much confidence. If she can find the courage and the confidence, she'll be able to go to Sainsbury's on that and all sorts of stuff, and just to open up her four walls a bit. But generally, she's okay. You know, again, she experiences the same seasonal disorder that I do, so she'll be better come the summer months. She'll feel happier. And I think that's about it. The kids are fine. Anthony and Natalie, they're fine health-wise. Nothing wrong with them. So this has just been, I thought I'd just update you on everybody's health conditions and get it all done in one go, because you're all very kind and you do ask regularly about the various things. If I mention them in Day in the Life or whatever, you do always ask about them later. So I thought I'd give you an update and tell you how things were. Once more, thank you to ZAMATSleep for supplying the cervical contour pillow, I think it's called. I hope I'm getting that right. It has been an absolute dream to sleep on this last week, and I will definitely be going forward with that. And the discount codes and all the links you need to check them out for yourself will be in the description box. Thank you for joining me for this little chatty video, and I'll be back soon. Take care. Bye for now.